Hari Om, welcome to the class on Purusha Sukta. We are into the 23rd class now, and to start with the chanting first, I'll share it onto the screen. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sah Viryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Gananam Tva Ganpatigam Havamahi Kavim Kavinam Upamasravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Ana Shrinvanmurtibhi Siddh Sadhanam. Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha. Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Gurureva Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. We'll chant the mantra Pushpam also, fourth and fifth parts, and the one that we are looking at right now. Tena deva ayajanta sadhya rishaschaye tasmad yagya sarvahutah samhritam prishadajyam pashuganstagaschakre vayavyan आरान्यान् ग्राम्याश्चये तस्मात् यज्ञात् सर्वहुतः ऋचः सामानि जग्निरे छन्दागंसि जग्निरे तस्मात् यजुस्तस्मात् जायत तस्माद् अश्वा अजायन्त ये केचो भयादतः गावोह जग्निरे तस्मात् तस्मात् जाता अजावयः यत्पुरुषं व्यदधुः कतिधा व्यकल्पयन् मुखं किमस्य कौबाहु काहुरूपादावुच्येते ब्राह्मणोऽस्य मुखमासीत् बाहुराजन्यकृतः. So we are looking at the Aranya and Gramya part of the portion where we are looking at how these two are interrelated and how they are connected by the pran Shakti, right? So when we approach this portion, we look at the different kinds of ways in which we can connect to this highest reality, this reality that is available to us as the Purusha. And because the Purusha is always in and through each and every entity in the universe, we can connect to it and also experience it in the form of yajna. That is what we saw so far. So what we have seen so far is Gramya and Aranya are both Vayavyana or born out of Vayu Devata. We call that Vayu Devatak. And in the world, the oneness of Samashti and Vyashti, the individual and the total, that is best grasped by Vayu. A minute ago, this Vayu is present within us as Prana Shakti, and then again in a minute or even say seconds later, it is present outside as Vayu. And then a little later again, that will again be inside us as Prana. Remove the Vayu and Prana will stop. So that is how they are connected. So if in other things we may have some doubts and about their oneness in one Vyashti and Samashti, but in Vayu it is very very easy to understand this aspect. And just as for Vayu, you can same way extend the logic to Paramatma also, because Paramatma is more subtle. उससे भी सूक्ष्म है. So therefore, the rules that you are applying to Vayu will be applicable to Paramatma also. So Vayu is the directly experienced form of Paramatma, we say. That is why it is so difficult to separate prana from consciousness. We saw in Kathopanishad also, no, how when the prana leaves the body, it's difficult to tell whether prana is leaving or consciousness is leaving. So we understand that by the reflected consciousness is leaving along with the prana. That is why Vayu is important. So within, it may take both the forms. It will be Aranyan, which is with what we call Pratibgyan, the ability to know itself, the ability to know its nature, and the Gramyan, the group mentality, the seeing the multiplicity, Anekta dekhna. So Aranyan is Ekta, Gramyan is Anekta. So these mentalities are both there. So with Vayu, they become one. They both become connected. One becomes the enjoyer, other becomes the enjoyed. ठीक है भोक्ता भोग्य. So Gramya will become the enjoyed while Aranya will be the enjoyer. So it might seem like a contradiction that this Aranya can become the enjoyer by becoming the enjoyed. हाँ, उस उसको कोई सबके लिए अवेलेबल हो, इट इज अवेलेबल फॉर एवरीवन टू कंज्यूम, सबको देने के लिए तैयार है, फिर भी वो एंजॉय कर रहा है. सो दिस वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड विद रिस्पेक्ट टू यज्ञ. With the yajna. So when one gives to the world as much as possible, then what you are becoming? You are becoming the bhogya. Enjoy. आप दे रहे हो. You are giving everything. So then what happens? What is the yajna? What is the secret magic of yajna? Whatever you give, you will get multiplied, magnified many times in return. So his enjoyership is we say infinite, because everything he needs. No, you can watch the people who help others a lot, who give others a lot. So when they need something, no, it's not that they did it because well, they will get back. बट जब उनको चाहिए होता है ना, उनको बहुत मिलता है. वेन एवर दे नीड एनीथिंग, स्पेशली वेन यू समवन टेक्स समवन गेट्स लाइक मनी और रिसोर्सेज फ्रॉम अदर पीपल एंड देन डज गुड वर्क्स, charity and other good things, then in that person's hand there will never be lack. हम उसको कहते हैं पंजाबी भी से कि उसको क्या बोलते हैं ना, जो कभी कमी नहीं होती है. हाँ. So someone who keeps giving, in his hand there is never any lack, और कमी कभी नहीं होती है. So there is never barkat. Yeah, we say barkat. So barkat is always there for such a person who keeps giving, because when he gives, others are available. So this person, they know that he is not going to use for himself. He is going to use for a good cause. So whenever someone, so if there is some charitable institution, so they help others. So we like to give to them. So in such an institution, there is never any lack of money, right? So therefore, Yajna Bhav helps us to stay connected to the universe, keep giving to the universe. And when we keep giving, there will never be any deficiency for our own self also. Why? Because we will keep using minimum for ourselves. We don't need much. So that is the one with the Aranya view, Aranya. And once this balance is attained, like when the Aranya is connected to the Gramya, you are connecting to all the people who are in the group, with the group mentality, then they also develop that oneness with you. They also become attracted to you. So those who live in those who don't like to give dhanam, but once they get help from you, they also like to give. They also learn, and they also enjoy. So they also enter into the yajna. They also become members of the yajna. So one person starts the yajna, slowly everyone joins it. That is the secret of our Sanatan Dharma. No? So, and once this balance is attained, more you become Aranya, more you go to Nivritti also. You don't stop running after objects. More you go for Nivritti. And more you give, the more you become the enjoyer. So that is why having too many things, enjoying too many things is not considered good in our Sanatan Sanskriti. Yeah? So like if you keep more servants, you think you will have more of independence, but the reverse happens. Your dependence increases because you have to look after them also, right? So you think independence increases, but you have, in looking after them, your dependence is increasing. So when we visualize our connection to the universe, Vayu is the connector of Aranya and Gram, of the one who is individualistic and the one who is communalistic, one who lives in the community. So for the maintenance of this relationship between the Vyashti and the Samashti, the individual and the total, Ishvara or Prajapati, we say, descends as Yajna. He comes to us as Yajna. Ishwar himself is Yajna. This was described in the process of creation also. And then just as creation proceeds, dissolution also proceeds in the reverse order. So Vayu Devta manifests the Aranya and Gramya. Gramya is with Pravritti, Aranya is with Nivritti. So as Nivritti increases, the Bhava increases. As our Nivritti increases, more we tend to love the Lord. Those people who are busy with the worldly duties, they have less time for God. But those who have Nivritti, they get more time, because they start seeing the Lord in everyone. So in this way, as Nivritti increases, the Bhava also increases. And as the Bhava increases, my independence also increases. I get more opportunities to do good. My feeling as a conscious entity increases. I behave more like I am a sentient entity. I take responsibility. So its highest limit is realized in the Vedantic assertion that only the sentient exists. Sab kuch chetan hi hai. Chetaniyatam prakriti. Everything is coming out of consciousness only. And no non-sentient exists at all. All the non-sentient that we are seeing is just an appearance. So that is the highest Vedantic sentiment. So once the sentient is accepted everywhere, Chetan hi sab jagah karya kar raha hai. So then the Yajna Roop comes, the Yajna Roop. Because unless sentiency is accepted as the basis of Yajna, then the basic nature of Yajna as, what is the basic nature of Yajna? We saw Dravya, Devta and Kriya. So if there is not a sentient connection, Chetan usko jod nahi raha hai, to wo hoga nahi Yajna. That Yajna will not happen, right? So once we accept ourselves as sentient, as the doer of the Yajna, as Aranyan, then the Dravya Devata Kriya connection will happen. So Yajna will succeed when a sentient being accepts it. कोई एक चाहिए देवता ना जो उसको ले सके उसके फल को. So the mark of or the indication or the signal of sentient is what is the indicator that a sentient will always be independent. Okay, so Yajna can only be accepted if the devta is sentient, right? So sentient is always independent. But we think that if it is sentient, then maybe it will not obey our commands. हम जो बोलेंगे नहीं करेगा, ये भी है. So what is the bhav we have to do? We have to go there with love and request. आप ले लीजिए. This way we go. We don't say I'm giving you, like, you just give someone. No, with proper bhav only, your yajna ahuti will be accepted. So one who doesn't accept independence is a philosophy of jada, we say. वो जड़वादी है. They are those who don't accept that they accept non-sentient as cause. Non-sentient thing. Yes, two chemicals mixed together, they will become a third thing. But the sentient person has to come and do it, right? So science, modern science, you can say, or Charvak, they both accept insentient cause. They both accept insentient cause. Similarly, those who accept prarabdha also, we think it's a very advanced thing. But if you think of prarabdha only as coming on its own, अपने आप आ जाता है प्रारब्ध जिसको जो available, then it is again called jadvadi. That is also accepting a non-sentient, because this person will assign everything to prarabdha. सब कुछ प्रारब्ध से हो रहा है. So prarabdha is insentient. And even the cause of prarabdha का cause क्या है? Where does prarabdha come from? Can anyone guess? प्रारब्ध कहाँ से मिलता है हमको?
कर्म से.
हाँ, कर्म से. और you can say संस्कार. संस्कारों से, है ना? The संस्कार. It's a cycle. So karma is right. So कर्मों से हमें we get it from our karmas, right? So this prarabdhvadi is accepting, even if he is accepting the samskar, then samskar is also jada. If you think samskara is a cause, so they are also insentient. So the sentient cause or chetan karan jo hai, the sentient cause brings responsibility on oneself. And those who don't accept, they want to escape it. Most people are Jadvadi today. In most people, even sometimes people are worshipping Ishvara But according to Vedanta, there is a Jadavad. They are Jadavati. Why? Because they think Ishvara is insentient. They will pray, let me win the case where I did fraud, or let me, get something undue advantage, and I will offer 101 laddus. So they go against the rule of the Lord of not speaking the truth. Lord says, always speak the truth. So the rule of the law is don't speak untruth. तो आप झूठ बोलोगे परमात्मा के सामने तो उसको उनको तो पता ही है ना. So those who ask such things of Paramatma which are adharmic, they think that God is gullible. भगवान so or they think he's insentient. भगवान जड़ है या बुद्धू है. So that they don't say it out loud, but that is what their behavior conveys. So God is God is so gullible that you offer 500 rupees and you will get back a profit of lakhs. So that will not happen. We can't even think this for a common person like that. That will break his rule and yet he'll give him a small amount and get back a large amount in return. Even if you are bribing someone there also, you have to give a good amount. So God is beyond God. You can't be bribing God. So they think most of these people, they think that God is both insentient and gullible. That is the what we call the apex of Gramya behavior. By everything, I want to take the advantage of the society and I don't want to give anything back to society. That is the highest Gramya behavior. Or you can say the worst part of. So what about the other person, the person who's Aranya, the one he's on Nivritti Marg. He always thinks of Paramatma as his own Atma. Ishwar meri hi Atma. He knows Paramatma is conditioned by his Atma and hence he never asks to see Paramatma as in front of him. But he thinks Paramatma is seeing me. He always thinks of Paramatma as seeing me. His desire is never for Paramatma to take a form and come in front of me. So he never says, help me win something or help me gain something. What does he say? He says, may your Lord's wish be fulfilled. When I serve you, then I am helping fulfill your wishes. So he always asks such a person, how can I serve you, my Lord? How can I serve you, my Lord? Right? I saw a video also recently about there is an ISKCON guy and he's debating with a Christian guy. So there he asks, what will happen if Krishna suddenly, if Jesus suddenly comes in front of you? So the Christian guy said that I will say, thank you, Lord, for coming in front of me. So now the ISKCON guy said, no, I will ask, Lord, how can I serve you? So that is he was displaying the correct Aranya behavior, right? So how can I serve you? How can I do something for you, my Lord? That is the difference. So we saw also the more you become the food of someone, more you become the enjoyed of someone, the more you also become the consumer. Now that is the common rule. Now extend this rule to Ishvara. इस rule को ईश्वर पे ले जाओ. Next stage, make God the only consumer. Then your sense of being consumer will be sublimated to the Lord. Is it clear? Your sense of being the consumer will be sublimated to the Lord. आप भोग कर रहे हो तो आप नहीं कर रहे हो, भोग ईश्वर कर रहा है. When you have food, you say Brahmarpanam, Brahmavihi, or whatever be your bhog. So there also you do the same thing. No, you are telling that God, you are the consumer of this food. I am not the consumer. So this is how your bhoktitva shifts to the Lord. You let him become the bhokta. Then what happens? No, then your own enjoyership becomes infinite. Because everything that you see is a play of the Lord. सब कुछ ईश्वर कर रहे हैं. And you see beauty in everything. No? Because Lord is doing it. So till now, what you had mistaken as yourself, it is only your intellect. वो तुम्हारा अहंकार है. Ego was yourself till now. So everything from body to ego aham are insentient. सब जड़ है. शरीर से लेके अहंकार तक. Everything that you can say is the part of the three bodies. स्थूल शरीर, सूक्ष्म शरीर, कारण शरीर, all are जड़. Right? And they are ever changing. Nothing is stable. They are all changing every second, every instant. So therefore, what you think of myself that myself doesn't remain in deep sleep. Does it remain? So that means it has no substance. It can go away. So really only Paramatma is the Bhokta. Only Paramatma is the enjoyer. His light alone illuminates everything from body to ego, ahamkara. So the light of consciousness illuminates them all. So when you make them all the enjoyed of the Lord, or you can say illumined by the Lord, will ईश्वर ही उन्हें प्रकाशित कर रहा है, then these become the enjoyed and you enter into sentiency. Then all the objects become enjoyed and you become the sentient enjoyer of everything. That is highest ananda. ये वही ईश्वर वही आनंद है कि everything I am enjoying. I am one with Ishvara. So this vision of being enjoyed is I let my body, my mind, everything become the enjoyed. That is Aranya. And being the enjoyer is Gramya. So when you try to become the enjoyer, you make the other your instrument. आप किसी चीज को एंजॉय करने की कोशिश कर रहे हो, यू आर ट्राइंग टू एंजॉय समथिंग, कंज्यूम समथिंग, ईट समथिंग, then you make the other thing your instrument. So you think I will attain independence, but instead what is happening? You will fall into dependence. So therefore, how do we attain that independence? Shruti says, Vartaman avabhasanam bhavanam avabhasanam. Vartaman avabhasanam bhavanam avabhasanam. So every instant you are perceiving something in the present. See that perception as happening through consciousness. जो कुछ भी हो रहा है अभी तक हमारा ध्यान सिर्फ परसेप्शन पे है. अब टिल नाउ आवर अटेंशन इज ओनली टुवर्ड्स द ऑब्जेक्ट बीइंग परसीव्ड. सो फर्स्ट वी अंडरस्टैंड दिस. सो देयर इज नॉट एन इंस्टेंट, स्मॉलेस्ट ऑफ इंस्टेंट, एक सेकंड भी नहीं है. देयर इजंट एन इंस्टेंट व्हेन यू आर नॉट परसीविंग समथिंग. ऑलवेज हैपनिंग, है ना. समटाइम्स वी परसीव एन ऑब्जेक्ट एंड समटाइम्स द एब्सेंस ऑफ द ऑब्जेक्ट आल्सो. Both are happening. So one moment you see the rasgulla in front, little later you are missing the taste of it. It is not there, already gone in it. So you don't have to make an effort to perceive though. That there is a difference between perceiving the presence and perceiving the absence. You don't have to make an effort to perceive, it happens automatically. Then what do we have to do? When perception is happening, we have to put the reflection of our bhava. We have to put the reflection of our feeling, all the knowledge that we have learned, or our will, you can say, my Ichha Shakti, that I put into it. So while knowing the presence of or absence of an object, we put the bhava or feeling that the consciousness is knowing it. So when I see a pot, I observe that the eye is seeing it. And the eye has the reflection of the consciousness. आँख चेतन का आभास ले रही है, eye is borrowing consciousness, then only it can see. So without my blessing the eye with sentiency, the object won't be known. So when the pot is not being seen, I prove the existence of my ability to know the absence of the object. So when we are perceiving something, very, very easy. Remember, it is the Lord perceiving through me. Everything is being perceived by the Lord and everything belongs to the Lord. So, and what about absence? When something is absent, then what happens? Even with the perception of absence of an object, जिसको हम अभाव बोलते हैं, absence. So that also you can perceive. But it is the same only, but it needs more effort. थोड़ा सा उसमें effort, मेहनत ज्यादा चाहिए. To know the absence, I have to know two things. First, I have to know the pot. Or whatever object I'm perceiving. कुछ भी हम जान रहे हैं, I have to know that in absence. I only in presence, I just need to see the connection between the eye and the pot. That is sufficient. But in absence, I have to know the knowledge of. I have to have a knowledge of the pot. Pot कैसा दिखता है, pot की shape क्या है, उसमें क्या डल सकता है. Everything I have to know. Or mainly, I have to know the color, idea, shape, color, and all of the pot. And then after that, I also have to know under what conditions the pot will be visible. So we need to ponder what kind of knowledge is needed. So for pot to be visible, what do we need? We need light. Light चाहिए. So my eye is okay. My mind is okay. So then if there is an object between my eye and the pot, then the pot won't be visible. So light is necessary because the pot won't be seen in the dark. So attention, I said by might.
Okay.
Yeah. So the perceiver will ask, if you are not seeing, switch on the light. Light नहीं है तो हाँ अभी भी pot नहीं दिख रहा है, so pot is not there. Next, if there is a curtain in between, he'll ask you to remove the veil. It might be on the other side. So if still not seen, he will say, you have covered my eyes. Let me open them. So to prove the pot isn't there, you have to do many kinds of activities. बहुत जद्दोजहद करनी पड़ती है. You have to work hard. So in absence, you have to think of all the conditions in which the pot will not be visible. So knowing those conditions only, so I keep using the word pot. You can substitute anything you like. Right? So it is given in both of the scriptures. Yeah. So, so like if someone, if someone asks, is Sham there or some person, whatever name. So you say, who is Sham? You don't know. Huh? Yeah, so you are not qualified to tell about the presence or absence of Sham. So knowing absence takes up more energy than knowing presence. Huh? जो भासना है जो किसी to know and know the presence of an object, it is easy. Knowing the absence requires more energy. But in both cases, what we have to remember, first case, consciousness is knowing everything. Again, consciousness is also knowing the absence of everything. That we have to remember. So that we leave nothing out. कुछ छूटना नहीं चाहिए. So we have to know the consciousness as the necessary condition for knowing. This is a very, it appears a bit confusing, so I took such a long time to explain that is how it will be clear. So, so knowing absence will take a lot of effort. So in both cases, what is happening? The power of sentiency never disappears. चेतना कहीं नहीं जाती है all the time. It is expressing itself. It is not even necessary that the object is inside or outside. Both can be, for both perception, you need consciousness. In fact, the knowledge of the inner object is as clear as outer objects. Sometimes the experience of inner objects is much clearer. Sometimes as clearly as we perceive the bag or the table or the chair, but inside also, like we have a pain from a boil or an ulcer, the pain is inside. But it is instantly uh, perceived by us. In fact, it is strongly perceived by us. So, if someone abused us, किसी ने हमें गलत बोल दिया कुछ, if someone abused us, then also you can feel the pain inside. That is why, some people say you can slap me, but don't hurt me with words or promises. एक वो पिक्चर भी थी ना, there was a movie, थप्पड़ से थप्पड़ से डर नहीं लगता, प्यार से डर लगता. So प्यार by what she meant was expectations, right? So trust is broken. So therefore, inner pain also is perceived, all inner pain. So the middle point between inner and outer worlds is the Vayu. That is the middle point between the inner and outer worlds, that is Vayu. So Gramya are perceived outside as objects of desire are outside, and they will cause pravritti. So Gramya is perceived outside, while Aranya objects lead to nivritti, they are inside. But Vayu is the connecting point between Aranya and Gramya. So we saw earlier also that in 1 second it is prana, another it is air. And so at the point of contact, they become similar. Total oneness comes from Tato Virat Ajayata. It will come later also. It has come earlier also. But in the case of Vayu, we call it partial or similar oneness, right? Similarity. Because what is the difference? In prana, the control is by the jiva. The jiva is controlling the prana. So now, how to illuminate or understand that similarity? It is independent and with light and sentiency as its nature. Sentiency has the, or Chetanta, sentiency has the ability to illuminate both the inner and outer bhavas. So it is in the middle. So like a lamp, it is lit on the doorstep. Like the house, at the doorstep, you light a lamp and it will illuminate both the outside and the inside. There is a technical word for it also in Nyaya. It is called Deep Dehli Nyaya. Deep Dehli Nyaya. So if you place a lamp, Dehli pe rakha lamp, so it is called Deep Dehli. Same way, this Vayu is connected at the middle point, so it illuminates both the outer and the inner. So situated at the middle point of everything, the sentient natured Paramatma illuminates both the inner and outer world. So remember, we are shifting slowly our vision from Vayu to Paramatma or Chetanta, consciousness. So earlier we are talking Vayu as the connecting point, but Vayu is controlled by what? The sentiency. Chetana, controlled by the consciousness. So therefore it is the Vayu which is the connecting point or the illuminating point of both the inner and outer worlds, right? So two are not needed for knowing both. It is situated in the heart. You don't need two consciousnesses to know the inner and the outer world. One consciousness, all everywhere. So, but it is experienced in the heart. You know, we have heard earlier also consciousness experience from the heart, not because it's there only in the heart, but it expresses from the center. So, like the prana also is everywhere, all over the body, yet it is experienced in the heart. No. So, and also mind also is experienced in the heart. So, when prana is restricted, you feel something in the heart. Try holding your prana where you will feel it in the heart. So the same way, mind also is experienced in the heart. And since these three are intimately connected, pran, mana, chetana, they are all intimately connected. So all are experienced in the heart. Shakti also is similarly situated in the heart. So Atma is located, we say, in the heart. And don't ask the doctor where the heart is. For him, the heart is a piece of meat. That is different. That is not the heart we are talking about. Our heart is different from the physical heart. It is said that if you want to visualize the heart, you see the flower of banana. I don't know if everyone has seen it, but in Assam we have it abundantly available, Kolpul. So that is available. So that it has so many layers. You keep peeling it off. It's like a fruit, but actually when you take all out, nothing inside. There is nothing inside separately. You can see. The same with the heart also. You can see everything, the physical part, but the consciousness inside, the mind inside, you cannot see. It is the essence of everything, yet it is not seen. Why? Because it is very, very subtle. है ना बहुत सूक्ष्म है. So therefore, you remove both the inside and the outside. The knower of Tattva will reach the innermost. But what it really means is he sees himself as the illuminator of within and without. So na tatra surya bhati, na chandra tarakam, nema vidyuto bhanti, kutoyam agni, tamev bhantam anubhati sarvam, tasya bhasa sarvam idam vibhati. This we'll see in the next Kathopanishad class also. It is the 15th verse of the chapter we are looking at. So what is that? Na tatra surya bhati. That consciousness is not illumined by the sun, the moon, the stars, na chandra tarakam, na nema vidyuto bhati, not lightning can illuminate it. Kutoyam agni. Then what to say about that small little agni, that fire inside the house? Tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam. When it illuminates everything. Tasya bhasam sarvam idam vibhati. So from that consciousness, everything is illuminated. So it is what we call, the word for it is self-effulgent. Atma Chaitanya. It has the possible, it has the light of its own, shines by its own light. So Atma knows itself. It is both the knower and the known. So now earlier, the houses, they didn't have these windows. They just would have a hole in the wall. I don't know if you've seen from maybe earlier movies and all. So if the hole was round, the image of the sunlight would be round on the floor. If the hole was square, the image was square. You can visualize today also. But is the sunlight round or square? Is the sunlight having a shape? No. Sunlight takes up the shape of the upadhi. The window is the upadhi. Same way, all the objects of the world are present within the knowledge only, within the chetna only, within the consciousness only, and nothing else. And it takes up all the forms. In Durga Shaptashati, so Durga Ma is fighting Chanda and Munda. So she said, I will fight you alone. Akele ladungi main tumhare saath. So she says, I will fight you alone. And then suddenly when later on she takes up so many forms. So then Chandamundu say, you are cheating. You said you will fight alone. And now you are bringing so many others. So she said, oh, you fool. They are all me only. Everything is me only. They are all me only. They are not separate from me. So that way the consciousness also takes up all these forms. So Brahman also says in the beginning, I am the one. and now I will appear to like many, appear like many, not really become many. So we say, why so many forms? So he says, I am always one, even if there are so many forms. So Devi also says, O fool, Maya, Agyan, Avidya, Rajas, Tamas, Sattva, all are me only. I am not separate from that, right? So therefore, all is one entity. So when we were children, we used to play hide and seek. So you can find anyone by the touch or smell or sound. So if you find someone, you cannot say, the other person cannot say you found me by the smell, so I won't accept. So all these are you only. Same way for the person you can catch anywhere. You can touch the hand, you can touch the head. You can't say मेरे सिर पे हाथ लगाया मैं तो नहीं मानता. So some people choose to cheat. So all are you only. So therefore that light goes through. Yeah. So all are you only. So this light goes through the three forms. This Chetana, this light of consciousness, it goes through three forms only. We call them Soma, Surya, and Agni. Soma, Surya, and Agni. So we get the light by the sun, moon, or fire. So these are the three sources. So we can also make sets of three for all of these. I'll share this on screen, then we can understand. Why am I getting the wrong shares? So it's so this consciousness at different levels, the consciousness reflected of the mind and the consciousness functioning in the body. So these all have different names at different levels. So Surya, Agni, Soma. So Surya is the direct light, Soma or moon is the indirect light, and Agni is its portion on the earth. So the suns, the part of the sun on the earth. So then the drashta, darshan, drishya. Drashta is the viewer, the seer. Drishya is the seen, and darshan is the act of seeing. The act of seeing. Or we say bhokta, the enjoyer. Bhogya, at the end is the object being enjoyed, and bhog is the process of enjoyment. And then gyata, the knower. Then Geya, the known object, and in middle is the Gyan, the knowledge that happens when they all connect. Or we can say the Karta, the doer, Karma, the action, and Karan, the instrument. So in all of these, the first one is sentient, the other two are non-sentient and non-sentient. Right. So if we just understand these, so how this consciousness becomes the many in the universe, how this consciousness, the Surya or the Chetana or the consciousness. So this we call it we call it by the name of Triputi, Triputi. So this Triputi is everywhere. So if I know the pot is Drishya, I is the knower of that thought. So the I is Agni. So if you remember, no, that Agni is the Devta for this I. So I is the Agni. And I am the knower. So this consciousness, I am Surya. So where there is knowledge, where there is bhoga, there will be these three states. So this is the Triputi. And its symbol of this Triputi is what we if you know, when we do puja of Shivji, then we offer this Bel Patra. So that Bel Patra is the symbol of this. The the three-leaf Bel Patra, where there is one base from which all three are emerging. So one twig branching to three. That is why it is loved by Shiva. So one is bearing all the three. So till there is a witness, they appear separate. But if you think that can there be a scene without the seer? बिना दृश्य के, बिना दृष्टा के दृश्य हो सकता है क्या? Can there be a vision without the seer? Drishya will only be there if there is a drashta. And the one connecting them is darshan. So the rule is, if one thing cannot be found without the other, then it is non-different from the other. जब दो चीजें हैं, एक मिलेगी तभी जब दूसरी है. So that means that the original object is the one which is the source of this, right? We saw in the rules of Vedanta also. I gave you that list. So something is separate from another if you can separate them. Hmm. So, like you can separate the chair from the table. But can a known object be separated from the knower? Never. There has to be a known and the knower. So, like you can't separate a diamond from its shine. हीरा और उसकी चमक. So, if you can't separate drashta, drishya and darshan from each other, then how can you prove them as separate? You cannot prove them. And like sun, moon and fire, they are all manifestations of the one light of the sun. It is the sun's light which is appearing as all three. So the Gramya vision will see all three as separate. Gramya vision will see all three as separate, and becoming one by becoming together, Aranya sees them as one only. So earlier, for those of us who have seen or heard, maybe we had a joint family concept. But before that also there was what we call the kutumb. So in what was the difference in these two? No, in old families, all the members were together. It was called the kutumb. And if they were never thought of being separate. So if someone went away for some short time also, or if one person also went away, then the family still remained one. It is just like a part of the family is living apart and he will come back eventually. So that is what we call Aranya Sanskriti. Then later on came the joint family system. So modern view, you can say, or semi-modern, that man and women are separate. They are both brought together and made as one. Or families are separate. They are made as one by bringing them together. So then they become joint family. So many brothers, sisters living together. So it was thought of as if you were forcing them together. So now even joint families are breaking up. In today's world, of course, you can't find too many joint families. So what happens when you force something together? Conflict will happen. When you force something together, fights will increase. सास बहू, क्या बोलते हैं, भाभी, देवर, and whatever. So Dirani, Jithani, right? So what is the basic feeling there, bhava there? The bhava is we are separate, but we have been forced together. Earlier the vision was we are one, but because of some cause, because of some problem, we got separated. But now what happens? Most of the children, they search for a cause to move away. Right, most of them move away at the earliest opportunity. That's why, if the son was living away from the family, everyone would ask, what happened? Kya ho gaya? Ye alag kyun reh raha hai? Why is he living apart? It was something ununderstandable. So same way, in the same way, this Aranya Sanskriti also says there is one tattva only. One tattva. Due to Brahma or due to error, it is appearing like many. So Gramya says many coming together are appearing like one. Aranyak says one is appearing like many. That is the difference. So sun and moon are the same light, Agni. The light here is seen as Agni. All three are what? They are the same fire principle. So that vision, that oneness meets in the heart. There all three becomes one. This is what we call Ananya Dhyan. Ananya Dhyan. When we meditate, this is called Ananya Dhyan, where otherness disappears. So when you hold on to this thought, initially it's difficult to hold on to the thought of oneness. मैं एक हूँ, सब कुछ मेरे अंदर है. Easy to hear, easy to understand, but to hold in the heart, it is not easy. To make this thought stable, it requires a lot of effort and patience and a lot of discipline. So what is the discipline? So whatever you perceive as your nature, it becomes so. जैसा आप सोचोगे मेरा नेचर है, वैसा ही आप उसको महसूस करना भी शुरू कर दोगे. Whatever you think is my nature, that will slowly become your notion also. So earlier what happened was you were holding on to the wrong notion. You were holding to the wrong notion that I am many or I am separate. So when you have been given by the right notion, by the guru, the teacher, shastra, wherever, then this right notion will take time to assimilate. Because, for right now our Veda This difference is our swabhava. For us, Bhed is our swabhava. Because of practice over innumerable births. अनेक जन्मों से हमारा practice है. We are very fixed in this thought. So if we bring Abhed Drishti now, it disappears the moment our attention wanders. So till we hold on to Jeev Bhava, it will not go away. So who am I? Who do I belong to? How am I feeling? All these are Jeev Bhava. I separate myself from others. So even if it is understood by logic, bringing it to the level of Swabhava is tough and it takes time to practice. So there are always obstacles. There is a story in the Bhagavatam about Krishna Bhagwan, about this, how difficult it is. So once, Krishna Bhagwan and Yudhishthir and Bhim and all of them, brothers, they were sitting together and they were talking. So there was discussion about dharma. So Yudhishthir asked a question to Bhagwan Krishna, and he says, Shreyansi Bahu Vidnani. Whenever you want to do something good, तो श्रेय का काम करना चाहते हो, then there will always come lot of obstacles. Why does this happen? If you do something good, there will always be some obstacles coming in this way. So this is a story being told by Krishna Bhagwan in Dwapar Yuga. In Dwapar Yuga, so much earlier. So no, you don't think that this happens now only. It is not this is not a story of today. It's about so long ago, and yet so you can't say that today's world is only the same. Jamana kharab hai. But it was there earlier also. So there also, to do a good thing, people were always discouraging others from doing good things. So this is not the problem of today. So to explain this, Krishna Bhagwan says a shloka. He says, Vidyayam dhanvinam kotihi. Vidyayam dhanvinam kotihi. Tat dharmam hari mandire. Tat ardham hari mandire. Then tat ardham janvi tire. Tat ardham dakshine kare. So if I give the simple meaning of this, that Vidyayam dhanvinam kotihi. Whenever you are trying to absorb the knowledge of the Lord, whenever you are trying to absorb the knowledge of the oneness, apna ekya bhav, then there are 1 crore obstacles coming in your way. 1 crore guys who are standing to break that thought. Then tat ardham hari mandire. When you want to go to the temple, the feeling of oneness is not there, but at least you want to be with the Lord. So there will be half of the people disturbing you. 50 lakh people will be disturbing you. And then tat ardham Jannavi Tire, at the Ganga river side. So when you want to take a bath in the Ganga river, half of 50 lakhs, that means 25 lakh people will be around to disturb you. They will not let you take that. And Tat Ardham Dakshine Kare. So whenever you want to give a donation, Dakshina deni hai, donation, then half of that will be there to disturb you. So 12.5 lakhs. Right. So this Bhagwan was telling. So that in good, whenever you are doing something good, a lot of problems come. So the highest problems come when you want to have the knowledge of the Lord, Paramatma Gyan. So when you want to know to Paramatma, then when the discussion is going, there is a army of 1 crore people waiting to stop you. They are holding a Dhanush Ban, a bow and arrow in their hands, and they are waiting to pierce you with those arrows. They don't want you to enter into that knowledge. So therefore, if you go there, then you have to fight this 1 crore yodha, 1 crore fighters. And then Tat Artham Hari Mandire, if you are going to the mandir, going to the temple of the Lord, then even though there you don't have this knowledge of Jiva, Ishvara, Ekyam, but at least you are removing your vision from the world. सारे जगत से आप दृष्टि हटा रहे हो, and you removing that vision, and you are going towards Ishvara. So there you are going to in communion with the Lord. So therefore, 50 lakh people are standing there to stop this good deed. So Then tat artham Jannavi Tire, half of that or 25 lakhs, whenever you are roaming by the side of the Ganga river and you are want to take a bath in the Ganges, they will stop you. You have to fight those 25 lakh people. And then tat artham Dakshine Kare. So around 12.5 lakhs are waiting for you to stop you when you want to give a Dakshina. So Bhagwan was telling this story to Yudhishthir. Everyone was listening, but Bhima was listening, and he was a very simple guy. Seedhe saadhe Bhim. So he said he started to laugh. So Bhagwan said, "Why? What happened?" So he said, "The Vyasji, I don't know what kind of things he's raised. I don't know what kind of weed he was smoking that he's saying this thing." Yeah. So he said, "This is not possible." So Krishna Bhagwan said, no, that is not it. This is a Rishi Vachan, Pramanik Vachan. This is something said by Rishi. It cannot be false. So Bhim said, but how can it be possible? No. So I am so old, so many years my age is, and I've never seen that whenever I'm doing a satsang, that so many people are standing around to stop me. मैंने तो नहीं देखा लोग आके रोक रहे हैं मुझे. Or if I'm going to the mandir, then so Bhagwan said, look, this is Shastra Vachan, something written in the Shastra. Please accept. Man lo, huh? So Yudhishthira also said, accept. No, Bhim said, no, I will not do it. I cannot accept. I have never seen, how will I accept? It is unless I unless I experience something, I will not. So first you show me those 1 crore people who are there to stop me. So Bhagwan said, they look, right now there is no satsang going on nearby, and there is no mandir also nearby that we can go. So because it's not easy these days to have a mandir at every step. So he said, one thing you can do is, Ganga river is there. Ganga Tir hai samne mein. Ganga river is there. You can go there and see. You can see that there are so many people hiding in the bushes waiting to stop you. And you are so big and strong, so they will hide. तो सब छुप जाएंगे, because they are afraid of you. If a normal person would have gone, they would have come out to disturb him. But when they see someone as strong as you, they will not, they will not come out. So he said, you go there and find them. So Bhim was he was very simple guy. He didn't understand the trickery of Krishna Bhagwan. He didn't see what kind of, he was making a fool of him. So he said, okay, let me check. So he went by the side of the river. And 4 or 5 years he's marching up and down. ऊपर से नीचे घूम रहे, ढूंढ रहे झाड़ियों में जा जाके. He's going into the bushes and searching for the people who are there to disturb, who are there to disturb him. And then finally he comes very tired, filled with sweat, his pasine se latpat, and said, Bhagwan, no, there is no one there. I saw the bushes inside. You said go अंदर जाके देखना पड़ेगा. I have to go inside. So I told you earlier also, all these are useless things. I didn't find one single person. So Bhagwan said, okay, I understand that you had gone there, you didn't find anyone. But tell me one thing, you were there at the riverside for 4 hours. 4 घंटे तुम गंगा के सामने घूम के आ गए. You did so much of hard work. Did you do Ganga Snan? So, or did you even drink the water of the Ganga? So Bhim said, I was busy. I was so engaged. So I was looking for those people you told me about. So I didn't even cross my mind. So then Sri Krishna laughed. And then he laughed and said, those 25 lakhs, they have killed you. 25 lakh ne tumhe maar diya. So he said, the yodhas, the fighters that you are looking for outside, they are not outside. They are inside you only. They are inside you, stopping you from doing the things that you should be doing. So in this way also, no, in samsara also, all the time we are busy in the beauties of the world. Vyavahara. So therefore we have so many desires, we call, or you can say vasanas, for all of these things. They are all filling up our hearts. So Bhagwan also told Bhim. So at that time in your heart, you were filled with the worry that how do I find those 25 lakh people. So this job came onto your head. आपके सिर पे ये काम आ गया. So because of that, for 4 hours you are marching up and down, and you forgot to do the thing you should have done when you are there. So even in Kashi also it is said, a lot of people live there on the sides of the Ganges. People go from outside, बाहर से जाते हैं, और वो स्नान करके आते हैं, बट दे गो फ्रॉम आउटसाइड एंड डू दिस स्नान, but the people who are living locally every day they think I'll do today, I'll do tomorrow, and you will ask some of them, they will say I haven't gone there for maybe a year or many years, even though they are living close. Yeah, so it happens. So someday I've caught a cold, someday it's a very cold outside. So in this way we keep, we keep pushing away the things, the good things that we do. So same way, like, no, when we do danam also, हम किसी को दान देते हैं. So whenever we think of giving danam, then we get lots of doubts. So if you are giving to the Panditji, is he a good person? Will he use the money properly? Should I give him money, or maybe I should give him clothes, or maybe I should give him food also? कुछ खाने का ही दे देते हैं. Or should I give him on Amavasya, or is it better to do it on Purnima? The Desh, Kal, all of these I start to analyze. So once I do that, then all these yodhas, all these fighters, they are coming at me with their arrows. सब तीर लेके मेरे पीछे पड़े हैं. And I forget doing, or I delay the good things that I have to do. ऐसे ही करके, in the same way, we all forget our duties towards the Lord or towards goodness, and therefore, what was the toughest one? Paramatma Darshan. So in Paramatma Darshan, or knowing my true nature, we get the maximum number of obstacles. So there, the obstacle will be there from the people also, family, the ones everyone will say, this guy looks like he will take sannyas, he's going to get useless now, and all that. They will discourage you. But that is the smaller part. That is the smaller part of that dhyana. But actually, when you sit for dhyana, lot of things will come up. No, even if you sit down and you are thinking about food or something that you forgot to do, then that dhyan will not be of any use. In the south, no, there is a very beautiful there is a beautiful rule that whenever there you have to go to the temple, you have to go without chappal from the house.
Oh.
Yeah. So sometimes it is very, very hot, and walking on the road, your feet are burning. The roads also become very, So, but when they go for mandir darshanam, then even the biggest person, they will go without footwear. Nange pair jayenge. So, whatever the reasons for this, what is the best benefit of that? So when they go there, no, then they are not always thinking, "Meri chappal bahar rahegi." So I've left something outside. So no, yeah, it happens. When we are going to the mandir, no, we are worried about the chappal outside. The chappal is more important than the darshan of the Lord. So, yes. So there are devta is the chappal, not Bhagwan inside. So there also, no, it happens that the people think that okay, now I have come, अब आ ही गए हैं, तो थोड़ी देर बैठते हैं, let us sit down for some time, let us do darshan in proper way, and even sit down for some time, do japa. I've seen them. They're doing japa outside. Outside in the mandir, they're sitting in the courtyard and they're doing japa. No? So therefore, all of these sadhans, all of these problems, they keep coming whenever you are trying to do. Even when we do sadhana, we sometimes think, am I worthy? Yeah, the Lord is so big. The big Mahatmas, they only can achieve this thing, moksha, or what, this oneness, or but I am such a small person. So therefore, Gyan Marg is very, very tough. It is not easy to understand. So whenever I try to understand, then I have to always focus most and fight the highest number of enemies. Once I fight these enemies, then the Lord himself will start to come. He will come. He will come to fight as Bhairav. Bhairav is one who will scare away all these. So I have to put my faith in the Lord and ask him to take care of my what we call distracting thoughts. जो भी thoughts distract कर रहे हैं, हमारे में capability नहीं है. We don't have the capacity to chase away those all those distractions. So only we have to surrender to the Lord, call him into our heart, and ask him to chase away those distractions. Once he arrives to chase those distractions, Bhairav to tabahi macha dete hain. He just destroys everything. When Shiva is angry, no one can escape, right? So bring the angry Shiva into your heart and he will help you realize that. Okay. So we'll wind up for today. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Om Tat Sat.